Hello everyone, my name is Thomas, a lecturer at the IELTS test preparation system for IELTS LangGo. Today let's practice reading with a piece of an article about the hot film franchise Thor, Love and Thunder. The article is titled, Bang on over-the-top sentiment, hilarity and crisis. Bang on here means to talk about something for a long time. The first paragraph. It's wonderful to see Thor joining the madness of this universe. The film shows Thor being on the rocks. The film touches our sentiments with themes of crisis, hilarity and more. The film is a victorious piece of directing for Taika Waititi. However, what's more, the director has managed to make a stamp on the giant multi-million-dollar studio business with this film. Let's look at some of the useful vocabulary in this paragraph. Madness. This is an adjective to describe stupid, dangerous or unreasonable behaviour. On the rocks is an idiom about experiencing difficulties or being in a tough situation. Sentiment. This is a noun which can replace the word feeling. And here we've got an interesting phrase to make a stamp on, which means to make a mark by creating something impressive or memorable. Now I'll read the second paragraph. The film gets into the swing of things with a flashback to the origin of the God Butcher, and then it dives headfirst into the universe of our humble Thor, aka Chris Hemsworth, in his worst crisis ever, who is yet to get over his relationship with Jane, aka Natalie Portman, and has been recuperating off the beaten track to fight the antagonism deep inside him. However, while he's suffering from an existential crisis, we see Thor getting back into action, gearing up to smash the world. In this paragraph, I want to highlight these pieces of vocabulary. To get into the swing of things. This is another way of saying to start. Flashback, a noun that IELTS students should remember, especially when they're talking about movies. This is a short part of a film, story or play that refers back to events in the past. Antagonism is hate, extreme unfriendliness or active opposition to someone. And to gear up. The writer wants to refer to Thor's rush to fight. Now let's come to the third paragraph. Thor gets caught up in various loopholes, primarily with the unreal establishment of Gorr, aka the God Butcher. This heavy name definitely sounds way too much to handle, but in reality, as we go through the film, Gorr kills only one god, and that makes it somewhat less impactful. His omnipotence goes off a bit with the showcase. However, it would have been more believable if the director and co-writer Taika Waititi chose to reel over a better flashback. Too many messy old jokes over and over again can also make this somewhat dull and boring. I'd like to look at some of the vocabulary from this paragraph. A loophole is a noun here which refers to an unbelievable situation, in this case a small mistake in the movie. Impactful refers to having a powerful effect on a situation or person. Omnipotence is the unlimited power or the ability to do anything, like a god. Dull. This is an adjective which means not interesting or exciting in any way. You should remember it because it can be used as a good synonym for boring. And now let's read the final two paragraphs. Speaking of screen presence, we thoroughly cherished the brilliant chemistry between Jane and Thor, with Bale intimidating and intensifying the drama as the antagonist, but we still feel that Natalie Portman's screen presence was just too short. Also, her becoming mighty Thor and then reuniting with Thor in the plot seemed a bit overcooked. The hurly-burly of the script needed more polish and cuts, we feel. This gamble, which sets Thor in opposition to Christian Bale's gaunt Godslayer, is somewhat imitative and phony. Nevertheless, it's a worthy watch for the fans, and if you haven't already, you should go and get your tickets booked. The first word you should notice here is chemistry, not the subject for students at school. It refers to the ability of people to have a good relationship with each other. To intensify means to become greater, more serious, or more extreme. Do you remember the word antagonism from the previous paragraph? Well, another noun in this family is antagonist, and this is the noun for the main enemy or bad guy. And finally, the last adjective is hurly-burly. This refers to noisy activity. For example, we got tired of the hurly-burly of city life, so we moved to the countryside. That's the end of our review of the newly released Thor movie. I hope you learned a lot of good vocab from this reading section. If there are any words that are not clear, then please comment below. If you find this interesting and useful, don't forget to like and share, and remember to subscribe to get our next video content. See ya!